Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Whose idea was that? I think my dog just farted. Well, it was my idea. And that's why I'm still in bed with the dog farting. I'm FayWhat, and I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we're live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, and YouTube and Facebook. I'm also on demand anytime. It's Monday, August 21st, 2023. So that's Kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What did you think I was talking about? I mean, he's got a body that won't stop, and maybe he can teach me a few things. But that's not what we're in bed to do today, all right? Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. And this morning, I'm joined by my gay guy pal, adult performer, and star of For the Love of Dilfs on Out TV, Alex Ticas. Follow his adult-only Twitter at @Alex_Ticas. Good morning, Alex, and welcome to FayWhat's Bed.
What's up, Mama?
How are you, birthday boy?
I know, right?
Oh my goodness. You sure you're not Latino? Because
No.
like Latinos, like they celebrate for like a whole freaking month.
It's my birthday month.
I figured, but you're Greek.
The Greeks started it. They invented it. And then the Latinos,
And the Latinos
they just
came
make it
and
prettier
took it
and more
over.
festive.
So how do you feel about this year? Like about you turning another year? Or are you like a, like me, I stopped counting at a certain age. And if you put the amount of candles on the cake, I will throw the cake.
So the Scruff and Grinder profiles are always going to say 45. Just say 45.
Like 45 is a good number
And
for
then,
a guy.
like, on our second date, not anymore, but like on our second date, I would say, well, I have something to tell you. I'm 50.
Is that how you do it? For real?
Like, if somebody will ask me, I will tell, how old are you really? And then, some guys are like, well, how old do you think I am? And I'm like, I'll tell them the truth. I always tell the truth. But on Scruff or Grinder, I'm 45.
You know, why is that? Like, I totally understand why you would lie on Scruff and Grinder, because mother effers, like, will say, he's 50, he's too old, F that. Without, or thinking that you're putting the wrong picture down or something like that,
This is so, like, weird. So on Grinder the other day, there was a blank profile.
Okay.
And nothing, no information, right? And he goes, I would totally fuck you. And I would be like, I'm so flattered by your non-profile.
Oh my God.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. Right back at you.
Oh, God.
Not really.
The gays.
And but like the kind, like with what face do you have to send you a message with no profile?
No profile, no face, but let me say that. No social skills.
No social skills.
No social skills on Grindr.
Like, right? There should be like some kind of
social etiquette.
Social etiquette 101, like things you shouldn't. But people get nasty on Grindr, okay? Like, first of all, I don't have an account because I'm a girl. I get it, right? But I want an account, okay? But like, why not, right? No, but like, the no chubs and no Asians and no, like, that is some effed up shit.
People really people get a sense of power from being behind the profile. You don't have a picture. Like nasty, like, oh, like, who cares? You're an ugly old AIDS guy. Like, really, really mean. But when somebody says something like that, you're just like, you can't get insulted.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, that's like really, something's going on with you. Mm-hmm. Like, what's going on?
What's going on? All of a sudden, Alex becomes a therapist. He's naked and hot. Are you okay? Do you need to talk to somebody? But the right thing to do is to just not, you don't answer the crazy.
Well, if you say, sorry, it's not a match, that opens you up to a whole, so you know what I do? Like, I'll see them, and if they write something and I'm not interested, I just block them immediately. I don't even respond.
You don't have time for that shit, right? You don't have time for that.
I don't want to engage.
You can't engage crazy. That's what I'm telling you. Like, if you give them a little bit, like, oh, I'm sorry, we weren't a match. Blah, 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 blah,
That's okay. I wasn't interested anyway. I was just joking.
Interested? I figured I'd send you a message.
I just wanted to say hello. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
I just want to kill myself.
Wow. Is Scruff the same? Do you think Scruff is worse or better?
Scruff's a little more polished.
Oh, okay. It's a little prettier.
It's a little slicker, but it's pretty much the same.
But it's pretty much the same shit. Aww.
Do women have women hookup, strictly women hookup?
No,
Nothing.
listen. When I was
What about an app? You start an app like that?
I wanted to, right? I wanted to do grind her, right?
That sounds a little like meat grinder. Like, what are you going to grind her into a hamburger?
What are you grinding her? I'm vegan. No, no, I'm not vegan. But anyway,
so you wanted to start an app?
I wanted to try. But the interest wasn't. Girls aren't like that, okay? Because when I was like that, right, deep in my drinking, I would fuck anything with a vag, right? I just was on it, and it just. It was like, okay, I went to Plenty of Fish. I went to other ones, but they really didn't have that kind of, you don't just go, hey, let's fuck. I wish. It just didn't exist like that.
Let's paint it a stereotype. I don't want to be stereotypical, but how are women that are like that perceived in the lesbian community?
Like a hoe.
If a woman is not, we're just it's just like a handshake for us.
Yeah.
But
you don't even need to know your name.
But in the lesbian community, when you're sort of that sex positive, I guess, how are you perceived?
Like a hoe. Like a hoe. And and it's just, most women, that whole joke that what does a lesbian take to the second date? A U-Haul? Right? It's the truth. I was never like that, which is also why I think I'm a gay boy. I have no problem having sex with you and not knowing your name. Okay?
It's interesting.
But most girls aren't. I think it's that motherly thing, and they just want to know your name and your sign, and they want to know your blood type and shit, and they want to know who to call in case of emergency. They want to lay in the tub and talk about feet. I don't do any of that shit.
Yeah. Oh my God! If you really want to see something funny, you have to watch. So remember, there was a Fire Island reality show with Kelly Ripa. So if you go on YouTube and you Google Fire Island SNL lesbians, they will show you in the Grove how the lesbians do it, and they're all like, "I just want to see you." And they're like, "Excuse me, it's 9:30. Can you turn your music down? There are babies in here."
I have to see that because it's.
I'm gonna
they party a little more than that, but again, the girls thing is at Cherry Grove, right? And people know Fire Island for Fire Island, right? And when they had both of those going on at the same time, I'd leave fucking Cherry Grove and go right over to Fire Island.
Oh my God. I'm emailing this to you as soon
You have to. Lesbians, we're here for you. All right, let's talk about some stuff. Sorry, we got totally deviated. This always happens to us. We end up, our talks are always half hour before we even get started on any of the FayWhat show stuff, because this is Alex. He's not just gorgeous with a big ass dick. He also is so funny and so much fun to be around. And he's 50.
And he's old. And he can kick and twist and
do
kick.
all of that. And twist and kick.
And kick.
All right, let's talk about some stuff, okay? Let's begin. So first, it's been 4 weeks. It's been a whole month since Ricky Martin and Jwan Yosef revealed the upsetting news that they were divorcing after 6 years of marriage. Now, for the first time since announcing the split from the Puerto Rican superstar, Yosef has spoken out and given a glimpse of how the family is maneuvering through this difficult time. A cameraman for the Spanish language talk show, Hoy Dia, caught Joseph on the street and asked about the divorce. He said, quote, "The kids are happy and we're happily separated," end quote. What is going on with Ricky Martin and Jwan Yosef? What are we all talking about? What do you think about them?
I'm pretty sure I saw him at the Club Fort Lauderdale the other day.
Which one? He's cute.
He's a
they're both really pretty.
That is just that is a beautiful looking pair.
I would watch them have sex.
I would probably watch. They probably have rolls and rolls of footage. Ricky Martin should start an OnlyFans.
That's right. If that little music thing doesn't pan out for you, we've got a job for you.
No, I mean, it's just one of these A-list. It's like an A-list gay couple, and they're just they have the right publicist just trying to spin this all out. And they just want it to be done. They just want people to leave them alone.
They want to leave them alone, but I mean, they're superstars, so no one's ever going to really leave them alone.
Until Ricky finds somebody hotter.
But how long did it take him to find this guy? Like, you never really saw like pictures of him like in the Inquirer with like some, you know.
No, I mean they keep it quiet. Maybe because they don't live in the States. Do they live in the States or are they on Puerto Rico?
I don't know. I thought they lived here. I don't even know. No one wants to live here. It's 150 degrees here and not good for gay people. So I could imagine how hard it is. But you know, they're beautiful. Ricky Martin is gorgeous.
They'll find a Brazilian. They'll be fine. They'll adopt another baby.
They'll do Angelina Jolie style. They'll have a bunch of, you know, babies, kids everywhere, and they'll be happy, you know? Well, I mean, it's not easy dating a celebrity, so I would think that Jwan probably had a really hard, tough time, and like you said, publicists make everything okay, and they're like, okay, you know, tell them what to say and continue. You know, I see him maybe getting paid millions to do like a maybe tell-all book maybe in the future. But they've got kids together though, so you also don't want to do that.
You don't want to fuck up the kids, no.
You know, I mean, they're already fucking up the kids in some way, shape, or form. You know, if it's not one thing, it's your dad. So, I don't know.
Anyway.
We wish them well, right? Yeah.
It's Ricky Martin.
It's Ricky Martin. He'll be fine. You know?
La Bomba. Remember that? That was the best song on that album.
Do you like that?
It wasn't La Vida Loca. It was La Bomba at the end. Like,
I love that song.
Remember that?
I have it in the car. I was listening to it on the way here. I know.
I'm telling you.
You know that I was Ricky Martin's beard for a date 1,000,000 years ago.
Shut up.
It was 2000.
When he was in Menudo?
No, after. When he was doing like after Bomba and he was trying to come back with some more stuff. And, you know, they took pictures of us. He had a restaurant on Ocean Drive, right? And they took a bunch of pictures of us just to make it look like he was out with a girl.
Yeah. Can you just not be so butch, Faye? Did he say that to you?
Listen, I've never been butch.
I know.
I can't even act butch, you know? Like I was thinking maybe like for Halloween to like dress up like a butch, like butch lesbian, and I don't even know where to start. Like I would have to rent Birkenstocks from somewhere. And I think that I'd be like Barbie, like you know that part in Barbie where her foot wouldn't go down, right?
You could be her for Halloween.
Oh, the crazy Barbie with the leg up in the air?
You could be crazy Barbie.
I could be. Or I could just be crazy. And that's it. I don't know. Next! Taking to Twitter on August 2nd, Shea Couleé, who won RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 5, claimed that she had witnessed 3 teenage girls get harassed by a man using abusive words outside of a Starbucks. After telling him that it was inappropriate and asking him not to speak to young women in that way, Couleé claims he called her a faggot and a N-word. Her response? She threw her full-iced Americano in his mother effing face. The performer continued to say that an onlooker then stood up for the man rather than the people being abused. Way to go, Shea Couleé. What are we all talking about? What do you think of this crap?
It's kind of like a fantasy, I guess. You know, you kind of want to when somebody's verbally attacking you in such a way, like when you get called, I'll never know what it's like. I know what it's like to call a faggot. And you kind of want to hit the person. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll show you exactly how a faggot is going to...
It's going to punch you right in the face.
Eat your face.
Right?
But it opens you up to do you really want to be the person that... It's violence.
It is violence.
It's violence, so I don't...
It is violence, but I mean, do you want to be the bigger person, or do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy, right? And that is the question that I'm constantly asking myself.
The thing is, though, that person maybe is going to be in your life for 5 seconds.
If you let it go.
And then you'll never see that person again.
Yep.
So for 5 seconds, it's it's like that person that's you're driving and that person is just taking their time, walking, I'm walking, and they look at you and they're like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And you just say to yourself, in 3 seconds, you will not exist anymore.
Yeah.
So take your time, honey. Enjoy this moment.
Oh my God. But it takes everything to be able to do that without whipping them the finger from the window.
Because we're so used to being Shea Couleé is a drag queen and she's African American and she's getting it from all sides. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's gonna have a mouth. But
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either, but what if it was hot Americano?
Yes, and then that would have been a freaking lawsuit. People would have gone to jail, etc.
I'll throw a glass of water in somebody's face.
Yes, something that's not going to hurt them. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. One of my favorite housewives or whatever, that franchise thing, right? Is Teresa.
That was housewife history.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Right?
Prostitution whore.
Okay, I can't remember her last name, but then her husband ended up
Teresa Giudice.
Okay, Giudice, right? And I get told that I look like her, which is weird. Okay, but anyway, her husband got deported back to Italy. What'd she do? Divorce him and married somebody else. All right. Well, anyway, but the segment that everybody remembers is when she threw the table, right? Up in the air.
It was the beginning of everything. Like when I watched it, I was like, this is good. Like, you know,
this is good TV.
She was like, this is really, like, and everybody talked about it. Like, you just couldn't believe what was, like, oh my God, you're just like watching something
in slow motion, but you keep on, but you can't stop watching it, you know? But anyway, so there's been times that I've wanted to do that. And I see it played out in my mind, right? Like, if I throw this whole table, then this would happen, then this would happen. But then it's nice to see the video in your mind and then just let it go.
No, I don't want to see you throw a table. That would be a lot of fun.
It's kind of dope, right? It's kind of dope. Like, congratulations on turning 50. And like, so I had told Teresa, I told my wife, the hashtag Cuban, I was like, my friend Alex is turning 50, blah, blah, blah. He's going to be going to Spain and all that. And she starts laughing. And I go, why are you laughing? She goes, when and if you ever turn 50, if I ever put candles on a cake that said 50 on it, you would throw the whole entire table like Teresa.
One for every decade.
5. When that happens, we'll just put 5 candles and we'll be fine. I'm sorry. Again, but if I look like you at 50, I wouldn't care. I'd be walking around going, I'm 50, bitch.
I'm 50.
Look at these titties. They're only 10. I'd be like that. No?
Yes.
All right. Next, for pansexual non-binary music star Janelle Monáe, the age of pleasure is more than just the title of her latest queer-centric album. It's a description of the way she's living her life right now. Monáe's most recent music videos for singles are Lipstick Lover and Water Slide. And they're both our love letter to beautiful queer bodies and the joy of queer intimacy. Speaking to the Associated Press, the singer implied that she's getting through this troublesome period by prioritizing herself. She said, quote, I have a lot of things that keep me busy. I'm practicing guitar. I'm having the best sex of my life. I'm happy, end quote. Don't worry, Janelle Monáe is having the best sex of her life. What are we all talking about?
I mean, it's good she's not watching the news. She's not watching the news, obviously.
Nope.
She's having the best sex of her life. She's playing the guitar. The video is beautiful. Like, it's all shapes and sizes and
all colors, and
like,
I love it.
I kind of like wonder like about her because I've followed her I don't know too much about her because I followed her from the very beginning, and it just seems like everything about her is like, I don't want to sound negative, but like strategic almost. Like, it's just
so perfect.
So perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
She's beautiful. Like, everything is like on trend, and it's like you have 100 people working like this machine
to make her.
But then you watch something like that thing where she did with she played the scientist in that movie.
Hidden Figures.
And I'm like, she's incredible.
I think that was the name of the movie.
Yes, it was Hidden Figures.
And then she was incredible, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, again, look at Britney. Like, it just depends on the kind of people that you have around you, supporting you and making you this light, okay?
Yeah.
It seems to me that it could have been anybody else in Janelle's space and it wouldn't have worked, you know? No. The movies, the acting, like, even when she shows up at award shows, like, there's not a big hoopla about it, and then she does it, and you're like blown away, And
it's creative. It's like so
and
visual and beautiful.
And she's, oh my God, I'd love to have
that skin. What's going on with that skin?
It's flawless. It's flawless.
Like,
and
really?
her outfits, and she could wear like a suit, or she'd wear like just this weird queer shirt, and it just would be like, wow. She's beautiful. And I love that she's having the best sex of her life, Man, have sex. That's the only thing they haven't taken away from us yet. So, I mean, go for it,
Yeah.
I love her.
I do too.
And I felt, I think we had done a story a couple of months back about how one of the people that was in her show, in her music video, I guess their parents saw the music video, and that was how he was outed to his parents. Dude, if you're going to do a Janelle Monáe music video, there are chances that you're going to be queer as hell in it, okay? So your parents are going to find out.
I should find out about that.
I mean, but that's a cool way to find out, though. How'd you come out? Well, I was in a music video for Janelle Monáe.
Mom, I'm gay. No kidding.
Look, there's proof. No, I already knew, dude. I made you. Right? Parents always know.
They know.
Next, nobody goes after Adam Lambert's boyfriend and gets away with it without getting a lashing from the singer. In a powerful display of love and support, Adam Lambert recently took to Instagram to stand up for his boyfriend against a barrage of online negativity. The pop sensation addressed a distressing situation that arose after photos of the couple surfaced online, leading to a wave of derogatory comments from internet trolls. Talking about the boyfriend, he said, quote, he has wicked style and refuses to conform to the societal norms regarding his fashion choices, and quote, no one should mess with Adam Lambert's boyfriend. What are we all talking about?
Freedom. Can it's such a good, like, it's so cool to be able to not give a shit. And to just like wear whatever the fuck you want, whatever you, like Sam Smith, like, like he's on stage in like full like
red gowns
and whatever. And I mean, he's getting such flack, but who cares about these people? Like if they're not talking about you, then you're doing something wrong.
That's also
you know
true.
What I mean?
That's also true.
So
but you've got to be kind of like Teflon and just let the shit slide off.
I mean, if you're going to engage in an internet troll war with people, and they're going to say whatever the fuck they want to say. It's really all about how you react to it. And I would say just like wear more.
Wear more and keep doing you.
Wear more.
But it's ignorance is bliss. Yeah, okay? You know what I mean? Like again, would you react? Like if you get a hateful comment, do you engage?
You know what I say? It's so funny. I respond, like I say, when somebody sends something really nasty to me, I say, congratulations. Somebody actually acknowledged your existence today.
Oh, wow. And it was me.
And I mean, when I say that, it usually stops there. Yeah. But I just like, congratulations, you exist. Like, wow. What am I supposed to say? Yeah. People say some really, really
horrible things. But again, like you said, hiding behind a computer, hiding behind, what are you going to do?
I wish I was like a Russian computer hacker, where I could be like, hello, John from Iowa, how's the basement?
And get like really cool
totally
things
freak them out, you know what I mean? But
I would love that.
You can't do that.
No, you can't, but that's why you can't engage. But that's why, I love that Adam Lambert came out for his boyfriend. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Here's, again, I don't read any of the negative comments that are sent to me, so send away if you want. But if someone's not talking about you, then it's also a bad thing. But don't come for my wife, right? Well, the second that you come for my wife, I lose my shit and start throwing tables. I have done that with like my ex was also in the industry. Like people were like really and I was just like, I would do that a lot. I shouldn't have. Now you know. You should have just in your wise 50s. It's so. My friend said if you didn't give a shit about what was going on in your 40s or what was happening, you are really not going to give a shit about what's happening in your 50s. And I kind of think that's true. I believe it. Well, go Adam Lambert. You take care of your boo, all right? Finally, in a video that has gone viral online, a white woman wearing brown face paint can be seen in Target. I don't mean to laugh because it's really not funny. But anyway, she's got face paint and you can see her in Target causing a scene and screaming about the store's pride section. The video that has gone viral shows her interacting with a store employee who called her a horrible person for wearing blackface in public. She then went to a Starbucks and caused a similar scene. Earlier this year, many right-wing influencers went to their local Target stores to mock and express disgust at the store's pride gear offerings and then post videos about it on social media. Watch this.
You're a horrible person. You're literally doing blackface.
Yeah. Me later.
In the middle of the store.
Lester Holt did whiteface. Nobody said. Where's your pride section? I need to know.
We're past.
Oh, I thought they were celebrating this and they took our flag forever. No, I was wrong. My bad. I don't shop at Target. I just take pictures. Join me. Post it on my Facebook, please. My Facebook friends love it.
Wow, girl. A woman says LGBTQ plus people took our flag forever. What are we all talking about? I don't want to laugh about this, Alex.
We're talking about mental illness.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I mean, what's the U.S. population? Like 310 billion? Mm-hmm. There's probably going to be about 10 million crazy.
Yeah, and those 10 million people, those 10 million crazy people want to go after our community. They just get obsessed with something.
First of all, blackface. That's crazy, right?
And
it's not even well,
no, it's not even well done. It's like a really bad, 99-cent mask, But again, that took time. She didn't just go there and start saying, okay, where's the pride section? She went and put this black thing on her face, looked in the mirror, and then thought it was okay to get into her car and go to her nearest Target. Not even Walmart. I would think that would work more with Walmart. Well, they probably wouldn't have even stopped.
But you're picking up a T-shirt and it's got rainbow colors on it. Yeah. So what?
So what? So what?
So what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look, this ends up on an LGBTQ plus morning show because, she said the pride section and all that, right? But the reality is that, like Alex said, that's mental illness. It's personified.
No,
that is, you need a therapist, you need work, girl, you need some help.
It's you have time, you have the time and the allowance. Like, I have the time to do this, and nobody's going to stop me.
Nobody.
And people are going to watch it. And if people watch it, if like 5 million people watch this, which they will.
Which they probably did. Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
5 million people just watched me.
Yeah.
I'll probably get like commercial licensing
Just for this. And then she could spew her hate more.
I mean, no.
You know? I mean, Target and Starbucks?
It's a
Really?
Target.
Girls.
Like,
Get some help. Get some help. Honestly, I went from being mad to actually feeling bad
Mental
for
illness.
you. Like mental illness is a real thing. Stigma is still there, and people need some help. All right, Miss Karen, or whatever your name was.
It was Karen McCarran.
Her name was Karen McCarran O'Reilly. The FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. And Hotspots magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So, okay, what are you going to be doing this week? What do you got going on? Wait, you're leaving to Spain next week.
No, I'm going to Puerto Vallarta next week.
PV, the gay mecca.
PV, what's that, the virus? What is it? The HPV, what is it? The human papilloma, HPV.
What is that?
Hot Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, I was like, HPV. I was like, can you get that? Like, I thought that was a girl.
No, PV,
I was like, what?
PVR,
And
Puerto
isn't-
Vallarta.
And
yeah.
isn't aren't those pipes?
What?
PVC bikes. No, aren't those pipes? Like white
What?
pipes or PVC pipes?
That's a lesbian thing. You know about plumbing.
Oh my God, I'm a lesbian.
Plumbing and tools and whatever.
See, I'm
I don't
not
know
a
about
gay
this
boy.
stuff. I'm not about this
Wow,
stuff.
look.
We hire people. We hire really handsome people to come and do
You
it.
have to hire pretty people. Like, it's not, like my good friend Cal, he just got all his windows done, right? You know, those big windows. And I'm like, and he's like, there's all these beautiful brown boys putting up my windows. And I'm like,
God.
you should pay them extra. He goes, I bought them lunch. I'm like, I bet you did.
I finally had that like hot cable guy come in, and I was just like, something. And nothing happened, of course, but I was just like,
But you were imagining it in your
I
mind,
was
right?
so imagining. This is really happening.
Yeah.
So I totally get it.
Yeah, that only happened to me one time, and it didn't really happen. It happened in my mind, right? Like, it was like the Amazon, and it was an Amazon girl, right? And she was like hot and blonde, and she came out the car with her package, and like her hair was blowing in the wind, and as she walked over to my place, I was like, I want to have sex with this girl. I'm going to have sex with this girl. I'm going to ask her something, blah, blah, blah. She just gave me the package and walked away, and I said, bye.
Who are you?
I know. But listen, I'm really...
Your wife is watching this.
She doesn't watch. I only let her watch certain parts. I never let her watch our time because we always get into some shit, and I know better. I like living where I live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
There's
get
that.
it. No, that's cool.
You know. All right, I love you.
I love you.
After PV, enjoy your birthday, okay?
Well,
Still celebrating.
It's still celebrating.
And then enjoy Greece, and then so we won't see you for over a month. But when you get back, your
I have
ass is back.
stories.
Yes,
I have
and
stories.
footage, hopefully.
Yes, for $350, you might be able to watch it. $350 on OnlyFans.
Listen, get your OnlyFans. Okay. Oh my God, can you imagine like you having sex with somebody with that beautiful Greek background?
Yeah.
With all the blue and everything.
Let's do it. Yeah. On a beach, in a private beach at like 6 a.m. in the morning, nobody's there.
Yes.
I have ideas.
Okay, we'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
I love you.
I
Alex.
love you.
Mwah.
Oh,
Thank you.
sorry.
That hurt a little,
I'm
but
sorry.
we're fine.
It's like
Holy shit,
I know,
that head of yours
It's
is
concrete.
You could have been a football player. If this adult thing doesn't like pan out, you can
just
always.
a donkey. Just a donkey.
That's a Coño, but that hurt. They have a concussion.
Oh my God,
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay. It's all right. I don't have many brain cells. I don't need them anyway. I got to thank Alex for getting up early for the FayWhat show, and remember to follow his adult Twitter at @Alex_Ticas, and make sure to show some love and subscribe to his OnlyFans. All right, you get a lot for so little, and by a lot I mean you get a lot for so little. I know how hard it is for you in the morning because gay boys sleep late. Love you, Alex.
Love you.
So did you know that the Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church, located in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast our Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. FayWhat Show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are important to our LGBTQ plus community. Like this interview right here with psychic medium and my friend, Erin Lee. Hello and welcome back to the FayWhat Show. So today on the show, we're going to introduce you to the author of the best-selling short novel, Psychic Development and Intermediate Guide. She is a psychic medium, she's an oracle card reader, she's a Reiki master, and she's so much more. Aside from being a friend of mine for over 20 years. Can you believe that? I met her when I was 3. Her name is Erin Lee, and let's welcome her to the FayWhat Show. I don't have an audience, Erin, so Luna's the audience, the dog.
She's pretty chill right now.
She is, and she's a really, so I don't know if that's good or bad, that I put her to sleep or that.
No, I gave her Reiki before we started.
Oh my God, is that what happened?
Yeah, that's literally why
I
she's
love that.
now.
Oh my God. Okay, well, we have to talk about that too. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, I feel like, so me and Erin met we were doing the math and I was trying to undo some of the years, but she didn't let me. We met back in in the 2000s in radio, right? We were both working for a radio station down here in South Florida. And I felt the need to date all the lesbians that were part of that company. And for whatever reason, Erin was always the straight person in the middle of a bunch of gay people. She just always was,
Because y'all knew how to have more fun than any of my straight friends, I swear to God.
And it's so funny you say that because it's like, this is an LGBTQ plus show,
right?
And when I asked you to be on it, which I had been thinking of getting you on for a while, just understand that, right? It was like, she taught me what an ally was, No, it's the absolute truth.
Seriously, what a lovely compliment. Thank you.
It really is. One of my best friends in the whole world, rest in peace, Derek Pitts was one of our bosses and he was a mentor for me in radio. And unfortunately, we lost him to cancer right before COVID. And, he was the one who planned the events, and it was like, okay, after everybody worked their ass off, we're all going to party together,
right?
And we would all party together. My cousin Diana, Donnie, there was just so many different people that all hung out together. And you decided to become roommates with a girl that I kind of fell for because she looked like Britney Spears at the time.
She did.
Didn't she look like Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Before crazy, when she was on her meds. Yeah.
The good time.
But you just, and it's just because of all the hate, you have a 14-year-old who I love. Jonas is amazing. There's so much hate going on right now here, especially for LGBTQ plus youth. This is what Florida is all about because we've got this awful governor. 20 plus years ago, we were just the gay community and people who were allies just hung out with us. There was not really any added thing. We did prides together. We did marches together.
Yes.
We did events together.
All the time.
And you never were like, I'm not gay. Why am I here? It was just like, let's do this. What do you need? And that was what taught me what an ally was. So I say thank you for that,
Thank you for welcoming me into your community.
Oh my God. Of course. Of course.
Seriously.
So let's try to unpack, because you're this is so captivating to me and so interesting to me, all the different things that you do. A medium, okay? When I think of a medium, and again, I could be wrong. The first thing I think of is someone who talks to someone that's no longer here.
That's right.
Okay? And so you told me that you had started feeling certain things in your teenage years. Okay? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So when I was, actually it was 11 was the first time that I really had a kind of what is this? I don't know how to identify it. It's when you have a feeling before you can put words to it, right? And I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have someone teaching me. My parents were not, my mom would consider herself spiritual, but for the most part, there was nobody to guide me in this, right?
But who's going to guide you in that? You know what I mean? I am that mediums person. Are us. Let me Google that shit.
I'm that person for other people now. So, but then, and mind you, this was the 90s, right? So my family went house hunting to purchase their first home. And I got this really bad feeling. And again, I'm 11 years old, 6th grade, right? Imagine being that age and not knowing, you have this awful feeling wash over you of something is not right about being here.
Okay, but is this something is not right about being here or something bad is about to happen?
Something bad had already happened. I had intuited that something bad had already happened.
Okay.
And then as we're touring the home, I see that there's a shotgun under the couch. And I had already had it in my mind that someone had passed away there, someone had been shot there. So seeing the gun under the couch was validation for me in my little girl brain that, okay, it makes sense. This is what happened. And again, there was no internet then. This, again, early 90s, right? So I didn't have any way to like look it up and verify it. But to me, intuitively in my gut, I went, this had to be what this was, right? And I begged my mom and dad, I'm like, please, I don't want to live here. Like, I have such a bad feeling about this. And they actually listened to me and put in a bid on another house. And ultimately we moved somewhere else. But that was the first time that I really had that feeling. And then, going in and out of antique shops, I would see my reflection in the mirror, but it would be someone else and not me. I mean, just crazy stuff where it's, again, I'm like, that I was 14 years old then, so the same age my son is now.
Did you think you were going nuts?
It's not that I thought I was going nuts, but I'm like, I don't know how to explain this, or I don't, like I said, I can't articulate what this means or how this feels. And then I had a car accident when I was 19, and I broke both of my femurs, and I was in the hospital for quite some time. But 2 weeks prior to that, I had felt that something bad was going to happen. I had a premonition that I was going to be in the hospital. Clairvoyantly, which is psychic sight, I saw in my mind's eye myself laying in a hospital bed, but I didn't know why I was there. So it's the kind of thing where when you have some of these premonitions or you have some of these visions, but you don't know how to explain it or you don't know what to make of it, I'm like, okay, I'm receiving this information, but what do I do with it? Now, at this point in my life, I would maybe be a little more mindful when I'm driving, or maybe I would be more cautious or whatever. But ultimately, your life path is what it is. If you're meant to do something or something's meant to happen to you, there's, we have free will as humans, but there's very little you can do to prevent it.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
No. So, I mean, like, okay, but you're 14, you're 19, you're still, like, you're not around anybody that can actually say, this is what's happening, honey.
No.
This is what you need to do to excel or to make it better or to make it less or whatever. Like, you don't know where to go from there.
I started watching John Edward. I swear to God, because that's all there was. And nobody else was a psychic medium publicly on a national platform at that time. And he had crossing over on TV. So I would watch that once a week with my family, and we'd sit and kind of like get into it and whatever. It was interesting. And when I was, I think like 17 or 18, I saw him in person for the first time, where he does what's called platform mediumship, where you go on a stage and you pick people out in the audience and whoever you're drawn to. But that's who I originally learned how to read from, and how I learned to like make sense of what I was seeing and hearing was through watching him and watching the way he works. And even still, he's one of my favorite people to watch.
Okay. And so I've been to a live presentation from him as well. And there was a time where I was like, all those people are chosen. It's bullshit.
Oh, no, totally no.
All of them knew beforehand, And then there was another time that I went that I was like, oh no, there's no way they would have been picked before because this, and this. You know what I mean? So, wow, that's interesting. So, okay, let's fast forward. You've been through a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind? I'm going to share not a lot, but
no,
you know what I mean? Okay.
As much as you want. I'm an open book.
And that's the thing. Miss Erin has been an open book, since I met her. It's like whatever she's, she was in a hospital for a shit ton of time, right? It was like, okay, how can this help somebody else? She was in an abusive relationship in just somebody that was just. You marry a narcissist, okay? Imagine me being married to Trump, okay? That was basically what Erin's life was, and how she found the freaking strength to get out of it. Still today she posts things about, it's been this amount of time since I got out of this horrible relationship. You can do the same thing too, Jonas. I mean, Jonas went through so much medical stuff, so many things. What was it that happened to him?
So it's called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. So he was born with a non-working left ventricle. So that is the ventricle that pumps blood throughout your entire body. So without that, you have to have multiple surgeries to correct it. And then even still, it's like a workaround, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, from the time he was born, he was diagnosed upon delivery. And then at 4 days old, had his first open heart surgery, and then subsequently had 2 more.
Wow. Okay. And I still remember the posts, like they were yesterday. The kid is 14 now. Okay.
Yeah,
but the pictures, he was basically cut all the way down his little body.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other things that have happened to you over the years, and people might think that like things like this don't happen to someone who can speak to folks from the beyond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, does it help? Does it hurt that kind of time? Like,
so it's actually, I really do feel like every thing that has happened to me throughout my lifetime has been to be of service to other people. And exactly like you were saying, me posting things on social media, sharing about it. I've had people message me privately and say, you don't even realize the impact that you're having on people without even having a one-on-one conversation. And I have no problem being candid because I don't want anyone to ever feel like they're the only person that's been through something.
Yeah.
Because it's the most isolating feeling in the world.
It really is, but isn't that crazy that as humans, we all think we're the only one? There's a million billion of us, okay? Yeah. There's a billion million of us. And we're still like, nobody understands my woes. Nobody's as lonely as me. Exactly. No one has ever dated a crazy narcissist. You know what I mean?
God.
Like, you're not alone. Everything. There's a possibility that whatever, okay, whatever. I don't want to say something outlandish, okay? But whatever it is that you're going through, I promise you
somebody else has.
that there's at least 20 to 100 other people that have gone through the same shit, even more.
And also, energetically, we attract like-minded people too. So there's been so many times where I've met someone and we have a conversation and I'll be like, oh my God, my mom is horrible. And they'll be like, my mom was abusive too. And I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so stressed out about, this career change or this relationship change or this whatever change. And it's like, oh my God, me too. And it's whatever you're going through in that moment, you end up attracting people who are like attracts like. So that are in similar situations. And it's like, wow, how can we be supportive to one another?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm married to a skeptic. Teresa, the Cuban, she doesn't believe in anything. And so, and I'm always that person that it's like, you never know. You know what I mean? Aliens, hello. Okay? Like, again, as crazy as that sounds, I mean, there's government officials that have said, here, we've got this, we've got that. There is proof now, and people are still like, But, I'm fascinated by all this, and I'm a firm believer, energetically, we are such powerful human beings that we don't know how powerful we really are,
True.
And I love that you were able to zone into that power and use it to help others, where other people would probably be like, I'm not gonna dabble in it, but I don't think that you could not help others.
It got to the point where because I kept pushing it away. And there was a point in my life where, and you touched on this at the beginning, but I was in radio forever. 20 years I was in radio. And I'm like, this is my path. This is what I'm doing. I love this. I'm never doing anything else. And more I kept getting pushed and nudged. And then it got to the point where if you ignore the nudges too much, universe, spirit, your guides, however you want to phrase it, will clear the path for you, whether you want to or not. And
you're fired.
And when they clear the path, literally.
Is that what happened?
Not fired, but I got my position at work changed and my hours were less. And I'm like, well, shit, now I can't use it as an excuse anymore.
Yeah, obviously guides are making me go this way and I keep on pushing this way,
Yep.
Okay, so you do a bunch of stuff. You do the oracle cards that we're going to do at the end of our segment. You do the Reiki that you did on Luna, and now she's passed out. I don't know if we're going to be able to get her up for a picture or anything. But let's talk about the pet readings.
Sure.
Okay. I lost a cat 2 years ago. Her name was Gypsy, and I had her for 21 years. All right.
It's a long time.
It's a very long time. Very long time. And a couple of months ago, I lost a golden doodle. His name was Louis, and I'm still not over that, right? And he helped me through cancer. And oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Fuck. He helped me through cancer, and he was just the best dog in the whole entire world. And he helped me through cancer, and I couldn't help him through cancer. Unfortunately, we lost him a couple months back. A pet reading would have been good to have, just because, in our minds, we're like, are they okay? Do they miss us? Do they think, afterlife, the whole entire,
100%.
gambit of it, Do you find that people that come to you for a pet reading are searching for that kind of closure?
So I've had people come to me for pet readings for their pets who are living and for their pets who have passed.
Okay.
So
how does that work either way? Both ways, excuse me.
Most of the time, they send me a picture, they text me or email me a picture, and I'm able to read their pet through the picture. Although there's been times where I've literally just been sitting and having a conversation with someone like you and I are doing now, and I will have never seen their pet, never met them before, and I'll be like, oh yeah, your dog is a total diva. One of my friends, Jackie, her dog has big diva energy, and she's one of the little tiny ones that has that big personality, right? And she struts, she literally struts into a room and commands attention. never seen a picture of this dog when I was having this conversation with her, never been to her house at that point. And literally all of this stuff just came out that I was supposed to tell her. And it happens so often that I'm like, you know, there's been times where people have come to me and their pets have a behavior challenge, or they have a health issue, or whatever the case may be. And then also sometimes it is foreclosure when their pets have passed. And I find that it really does help. And most of the time they just want to know, and it's the same with humans, right? Is my family member, because pets are our family too.
Of course.
Is my family member okay? Are they on the other side? Are they playing? Are they enjoying life? And I'm like 120% yes, every single time.
Oh,
and
I love that.
Yeah. And you know, I've had some pet family that I've lost over the years too, and it does suck and it's so hard. And you know, but they show up in my, just literally, I kid you not, like 2 days ago, I was in the kitchen cooking and I felt a brush against my leg, and both of the cats that I have that are living were in the living room, and I was in the kitchen, and I'm like, looking, because I thought for sure, and I'm like, we have my little girl Murphy, that she was 15 when she passed at the beginning of COVID. It was like March of 2020 when she passed, like literally right when everything was happening. And so it was her. I know it was her. But it's so crazy because I wasn't like actively tuning in. I wasn't trying to, you know, communicate with her. And she just like came and showed up, and I was like, oh, my baby.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that you're such a pet lover too. We just put the picture of you and your babies, and I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know, with speaking with people that have passed, right? Do they come to you? Do you go to them? Like, does someone ever say, hey, look, I'm just checking in so my family leaves me the F alone. They won't stop calling for me. I'm trying to rest over here with my new boo. Like, please tell them to just, I'm fine, kick rocks.
So the experience that I have, and it's different for every medium, but the way that I read is not, like, someone does not physically show up in spirit, like sitting next to me, like we're sitting here. It's like watching a movie for me, or watching a TV show. So clairvoyantly, I'm visioning, like I'm literally would be like looking off like I'm looking now to one side, and I'm able to view who's around. But it comes through usually like not in the present era, and not even necessarily when they passed. They tend to like to come through when they felt the best. So like if you were most confident when you were 30 years old, you come across as 30.
I love that.
Yeah, totally. So
it's not like if the person passed away from an awful disease, that's not the person that is coming to you.
very, very rarely do I
Okay.
see someone like sick on their deathbed.
Wow.
Unless it's like there's something that needs to be given as a message about that time. So, and then the other thing is too, sometimes someone will show me how they were in their older years if I'm reading like their grandchildren, because they're not going to know what they looked like when they were 30.
Got it.
So I can't be like, oh yeah, was he, you know, tall, blonde, whatever, if he was gray and wearing glasses by the end of his life. So the idea is when I'm connecting with somebody who has passed, that they're giving me information that the person I'm reading is able to validate. Because otherwise, I'm sitting here giving you a reading, it's not connecting with you and it's not making sense. It seems like
You're faking it.
right.
You know,
Or
so
like,
you
I
have
don't
to
know what
give,
I'm
oh, you
talking
don't know what
about.
you're talking about. Exactly.
Right. So, but almost always they'll give me something that there's no way I could possibly know. And oftentimes I'm reading someone that I don't know anything about their family or their history or their personal life or anything. Occasionally I have people who are friends come and ask for readings. But for the most part, the people that I book with, I don't know anything about.
Do you prefer it that way? Because you were nice enough years ago to do a reading for me.
Yes.
And that was weird, because not weird, but it was just like, we're at a family gathering, we're
Yeah.
chilling, we're just, you know, hanging out. And she's like, we got to go outside now. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
you needed
Wait,
it.
what happened? And I was like, what did I do?
In
Do I
that
stink?
moment,
You know,
yes.
it was like-
I just felt in that moment that you really needed it. And yeah, it just made sense to me at that time. But it's so like, and there's times too where it's like, it doesn't matter if I'm making money from it. It doesn't matter if what the end game is. It's literally because I'm being urged or nudged by spirit to give you a certain message.
I love that. And you're helping somebody else, which is, you know, always your mission statement.
100%.
And I'm sorry, what I asked you, like, would you rather it be someone you don't know?
Oh, right. You know, I don't really have a preference.
Okay. Right answer, right? Because like, I mean, I guess like the right, you know, it's like, again, because you've got some details already when it's the friend, and is that coming in and messing up what's trying to come through.
Yeah, I try so hard not to let my own personal biases come in when I'm doing a reading.
Okay. And that's got to be hard.
Yeah. And also, if I am your friend and I'm giving you feedback, I will say, this is Erin, your friend, not Erin the psychic. I will differentiate so that you know, like, this is because I care about you and I want to give you good advice. This is what I'm receiving intuitively about your situation.
Okay.
And I always differentiate so that you know when I'm telling you something that I'm, because also sometimes guides are kind of mean. They're very blunt. And yes, I'm a blunt person, but I try to soften when I'm communicating.
Oh, you're so sweet. So if someone is like, stop being an asshole, you're never going to find a husband if you're an asshole. And then you tell the person, well, your grandma's telling you to just, you should try to be a little nicer.
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly like that. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about past lives. This is another thing that fascinates me, okay?
Yeah.
So my wife feels that like her dreams show her past life, okay? Yeah. Her own personal journey, her own personal experience. And in her past life, she was a boy.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's, do we have any similarities with our past selves?
You mean you and Teresa?
No, I mean us and our past selves.
I got you. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because when I do past life readings, I will almost always find something that you've mastered in a past life is something that you carry with you into the next. When I've been read by someone that I trust for a past life reading, she was like, oh yeah, in your most recent past life, you were an author, you were a writer. And that's something I've been obviously published here now in this lifetime. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, you were a children's author. And so obviously that's, something that I've done since I was a little girl. I've always written short stories and poems and things like that. But it comes through down to what you're interested in. I definitely know that I've had a past life personally that I've been read where I was a lesbian. I had a girlfriend literally 2 lifetimes ago. So I'm like,
you see, I told you she was part of our community. Maybe not in this lifetime, maybe the next one too. Sorry, Louie, I'm messing with you, right? Was she hot? No.
Dude, so it's somebody that I'm connected to in this lifetime now.
What?
And she and I are super good friends, and I love the crap out of her. She's just a wonderful person. She's a fellow psychic medium with me as well.
God.
Literally, we joke about it all the time.
That is so cool.
I call her my lover.
I love that. Well, because she was.
Yes,
okay, so all you
seriously.
folks out there, if you're gay today, you might not be gay in your next life. So live it up. Seriously. Just saying. You know what, Erin, you can write. I mean, I'm so proud of you for publishing your book.
Thank you.
So beyond proud of you. But you can write books on a few topics. At this point, you can write about motherhood, you can write about parenting, you can write about women, you can write about women's inspirations, Let's talk about a little bit about your book right now, okay?
Sure.
So, author of Psychic Development, okay, and Intermediate Guide. Is this book for people who feel they are mediums and don't know how to really nurture their gifts?
So the entire reason that I wrote this book is because there was nothing for someone who is at the middle of their journey.
Okay. Hence intermediate.
Correct. There's a lot of stuff for beginners. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff for people who are on the world stage, like I mentioned John Edward before, Thomas John, Long Island Medium.
Long Island Medium, yes.
So there's so many beginners and professionals, and then there's nothing for somebody who's like, I already know the basics, but I'm not on the world stage yet. So I was like, God, I can't believe that there's nothing like this that exists. And when I was in the middle of my journey, I feel like I've kind of had to trailblaze, right? Everything has been like piecemealing things together and figuring it out as I go. And it was very important for me, I want to add when I wrote this book, that it's not addressing women, it's not addressing men, it's not addressing people in a certain age bracket or demographic. It's not addressing rich people, poor people. It's literally humans. And it was so important to me to write in a voice and speak to people with a voice that they could relate to. Because if I'm writing this book and I'm talking to you and I'm addressing you as a woman and you're a man reading this, you're not going to relate to it, right? And I have plenty of friends who identify non-binary, identify masculine, feminine, whatever across the board. I didn't want anyone to feel left out.
I love that. I love that. And it's an easy read, folks. So if you can get the book on Amazon. In everything that you do, you've wanted to help others.
Yeah.
Okay. Even from the radio days. I mean, just it's in your spirit, Erin, And in this book, you're wanting to enhance others' gifts. So now you're the mentor for others, like something that like you didn't have growing up. I mean, you know, growing up medium. Oh, that's a new reality show.
Oh, I love it.
You should start.
Let's do it.
Okay, how do you get the book? How do you respond to this statement, okay? Everyone thinks that they're an empath. I'm sorry. It's that you know that I've told you this before because everybody it's like if I had $1 for every time somebody tells me, oh, because I'm an empath. And I'm like, no, you're a drunk, okay? And you think that you're hearing shit and thinking shit and you just need another drink.
Here's what's frustrating to me is that it's become a dirty word. It did not start that way. And there was a point where highly sensitive people, which is how I have turned the phrase now.
I love that.
Because when you say empath, everyone rolls their eyes and goes,
yes,
oh,
and I don't want to. And I even try to put my eyes back down before rolling them, but they're already rolled out. Like,
so what I've had to do is shift the way that I phrase it. And some people think psychic is a dirty word or that psychic medium is a dirty word.
Yeah.
And they want to say, oh, well, I'm an intuitive or I'm a whatever. Like they want to like turn the phrase different. And I'm like, you're literally saying the same thing regardless. but for me, like a lot of us are highly sensitive. And then there's the layer of a lot of us are highly sensitive because we were raised in abusive households. Mm-hmm. And so the psychology behind it, because listen, I'm a spiritual person, but I also believe in the science behind things as well. So a lot of us were abused. A lot of us grew up in households where we were walking on eggshells and had to monitor other people's feelings. But there is someone who's an unhealed empath and someone who is a healed empath.
Okay. I've never heard that. I love that. Okay.
Yeah. So the difference is that when you're unhealed, you're walking around trying to, you know, your partner, your friends.
You're walking on eggshells still.
Right. You're still
trying to figure out, maneuver your gift.
Yep.
And you might be even getting some wrong information because you're not even really working on that how you should.
Yep. But if you're doing your inner work, your shadow work, and you're healing yourself, and hey, that could be traditional therapy, that could be coming to me for a reading, that could be journaling and meditating on your own time. It's also important to mention that it should not be cost prohibitive to heal yourself. So if you don't have the money to shell out for a therapist, work it out on your own. Do journaling, do meditating, do whatever.
Find a group.
Yes.
I mean, groups are so important. Look, I'm in AA almost 9 years now, okay? And like, again, my alcoholism got me there, but the fellowship kept me there. I would have never stayed there. If I didn't tell somebody I was coming back the next day, I probably would have come back the next day.
Yeah, accountability.
You know? Accountability, and that's what others do.
So, so to me, it's a matter of, are you saying these things because you're trying to be a people pleaser, because you're catering to others, whatever the case may be? Or are you truly coming from a place where you're sensitive because you're healed and you're intuitive? Now, by the way, you don't have to be psychic to be intuitive. We all have intuition. We all have that gut feeling,
It's that
right?
feeling.
Exactly.
It's that feeling in your stomach. You know what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Especially, I think girls have it more. I mean, no offense to the boys, but like, I really do. Like, ever since like when you were a kid, I just remember my mom always telling me, look, you know, be wary of men, be scared, you always protect yourself as a young lady. And that feeling that you have in your gut about a man, trust it.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong by trusting it. Oh, this guy makes me feel kind of weird. Let me separate myself out of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Boundaries.
You know, boundaries at an early age. But again, I didn't know that then.
Right.
You know, it's hard. Like next time somebody tells me they're an empath, that happens at least maybe once a week. I'll try not to roll my eyes because that's not nice. It's very rude. And I would rather say highly sensitive. I think that because I believe you.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Right.
I feel it when we sit down and talk.
Yes.
It's not even you when you're sitting there. You understand?
Yes.
I've known you for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's not Erin sitting in front of me doing that reading. And I appreciate that and respect that even more.
Yeah.
Let's do our cards.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
tell me about these cards.
So I have this.
And how does this work and what we're doing? I'll tell me all of it.
This particular deck is a fairy tarot deck, and it's Radley Valentine. By the way,
You know how perfect this is? Because fairy, you know, my name is Faye.
Yes.
And Faye is fairy in French.
I did not know that. That's cool.
Isn't that interesting?
I felt like you needed the fairy deck today.
I love that. Okay.
So this is like a combination of what is considered traditional Rider-Waite tarot. So if you're familiar with that, that would be cups, wands, pentacles, swords.
Mm-hmm.
And then the major arcana is like sun, moon, hanged man, chariot. So all of that is in this deck, but it's also an oracle deck because of the fairy element.
Okay.
So you get like best of both worlds.
Awesome. And so what are we going to do today? You're going to pick a card that goes with me, the show, them.
Yes.
Oh. All right.
So the idea is what I'm going to pull is a collective message. So it's what whomever is watching or listening at this moment needs to hear.
Okay. That's for you.
Yes.
You.
And I always just, wherever I feel guided to stop.
Okay.
Oh, God, I love this. So the card that I pulled is strength. And I feel like the message for everyone that's watching right now is that whatever you're going through, whatever point you're at in your journey in this moment, that strength is part of the equation, but also that you don't always have to be strong for everyone.
Wow.
So it's a dual message of recognizing and realizing your inner strength and also appreciating that it's okay to fall apart and be vulnerable too.
Oh my goodness.
So
such a strong strength, such a strong message, and at the bottom of this, may I read this?
Yeah, of course.
It says the grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, time to embrace how wonderful you are.
I love that so much.
And how perfect is that for our community?
Yes.
We are targeted. We are, we're constantly battling. I feel like we always have those Wonder Woman bracelets and we're like, hey, and the strength is within us.
Yes. I really love that.
Just a matter of being aware of it and energizing it and giving it more love and strength, because God, it's so what we need.
And also that everything is temporary. That's something that I tell myself a lot. So whether you're going through something that's good or something that's bad, that it's temporary and to appreciate it for what it is and what it's trying to teach you too.
I love that. But it's so true what Erin says. It's temporary.
Yeah.
This too shall pass. No one wants to hear that shit, right? But the reality is that it will pass, and that you won't be in that same awful hole that you might be right now. I love this. Thank you, Miss Erin.
You're welcome.
I really do appreciate that, because I just have a feeling that there's so many people out there that needed to see this.
Yeah.
We're in our community, we're shunned by our family sometimes. We're shunned by the government, a lot of the time. We're constantly wondering, are we enough? Right?
It breaks my heart to know that that's such a struggle and that we've come so far to only come this far.
Yeah.
It kills me to know that anybody is treated poorly for any reason, because at the end of the day, we are literally all human. Mm-hmm. And I know that sounds like cheesy or cliche or whatever, but I really do truly feel it in my heart.
I love that. It's true though.
Yeah.
It's true. We're the human race. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter what the hell you have between your legs. And
Seriously,
I wish that people would just start
let
understanding
people
that,
be. Oh my God.
Just let people be. Let us love whoever the hell we love. You're not in bed with me. You are in bed with me.
I am literally.
But why do you care who I'm in bed with? Why should it matter? Let me love who I want to love. Look, she had a lover two lives ago.
Yeah, it was awesome. She's the best.
Wow.
We were pirates.
They were pirates. Lesbian pirates. I saw porn that way.
I believe that.
I believe you did. Miss Erin Lee, author of Psychic Development and Intermediate Guide. You can buy it on Amazon right now. Please follow her on all social media outlets. She does oracle card readings, Reiki, past life, pet readings. She does it all, okay? And do yourself a favor. It's a gift that you give to your inner child. My own personal opinion. It's a gift that you give to your own little child. All those little questions that you have. Oh, why do I feel this way? And blah, blah, blah. They're all valid. Every single last one of them. And the fact that you'll be able to have someone like Erin put those things together and not make you feel cuckoo.
Validating people is literally my favorite thing. I love it so much.
Okay, please get her book on Amazon. Okay, it's a quick read and so worth it. Okay, Miss Erin, will you come back and be on our show again? Do you mind? When you write your third or fifth book. Lesbian pirates and how they can help you. The intermediate guide to being lesbian pirates.
Oh my God, I love it. But by the way, local and national clients. I have clients all over the country.
Oh my God, yes. So please follow Erin, and you can also ask for a reading, ask for anything. It doesn't have to be in person here in South Florida. She also does it through Zoom, okay? And trust, you get the same wonderfulness out of it. You will feel enlightened. You will feel that energy penetrate through the damn screen. I'm just saying, all right? Oh, Miss Erin, I love you. Thank you for sharing your gifts with us. Thank you for sharing your strength, and thank you for giving us that strength card. Oh, I just feel the energy of some of my viewers right now, and I know that that was exactly what they needed. So make sure you follow her, buy her damn book. We'll be right back. Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye. What's on my mind? Vision boards are on my mind. A vision board is a collection of pictures, magazine clippings, words, quotes that usually affirm things that you want in life, right? So by creating a visual representation of your dreams and putting it somewhere that you can see every day, you make it easier for yourself to remember your goals and prioritize your actions accordingly. So vision boards work because what you focus on expands. Right? They help you activate the law of attraction and attract the people, resources, and opportunities that you need to achieve your goals and make your dreams come true. Okay? So I went to an event with Brown Goddess Collective, right? We had the owner and founder, Shantae Moore Kearney, right here in bed with us a couple of months back, right? And Brown Goddess Collective, they are a space for community, mindfulness, and self-care. They had a wonderful day retreat. And, so they have some for like a weekend, they have some for an afternoon, they have some for a whole entire week. They just came back from Costa Rica, right? So I went to their workshop, Brown Goddess, during the day. It was like a day workshop, and it was fantastic. And in that day workshop, they taught us all about vision boards, and I got to make my own vision board, right? And now it's a little messed up because you're supposed to do your vision board and then hang it up somewhere that you see every day. So I have it hung up in my dressing room, and it's gotten a little messed up, right? But I wanted to share it with you, right? Because maybe this will make you make your own vision board. So on my vision board, it's got shoes, because I love shoes, right? It's got me right there. Wait, other side. It's got me right there, right? And it's got gay boys lifting me up, because I really do believe that in this life, I can't do anything that I do without my gay boys, right? So love and happiness. I have a crown because, bitch, I'm a queen, right? I've got shoes. I've got different places that I want to explore. I don't know how to swim, right? And I love snorkeling, but I won't go scuba diving because I'm deathly afraid of dying. Yeah, I know. But it's on my board there. Traveling is on my board, right? And that's something that I really tried to really do this last couple of years, is do some more traveling, right? And I think that the vision board has really helped with that. Watches, because they're expensive, right? Life is better with friends. Like, friends are so important. Not your toxic friends. Get rid of those people, right? But like really good friends. And I just put like some other stuff on here. I put Olivia Pope because that bitch is bad, right? If you haven't watched Scandal, rewatch it. It's one of those shows that you could binge watch over and over. But it's like, she was a solutions person, right? If things went down, there was nothing that Olivia Pope couldn't handle and turn it into something positive, right? And that's kind of how I like to live my life. So folks at home, do your own vision board. Okay, grab some magazine, grab some friends, grab some sayings, and put them all on a board and then put them on the wall. It's something really easy that you can do. Throw a vision board party, invite your friends, and tell them to bring magazines and all kinds of stuff, and you'll learn a lot about your friends. You'll have an awesome time, and you might make your dreams come true. My bestie's vision board, had a boy on it and had a certain kind of man that she was looking for. And now she's kind of dating someone very similar to the guy that she put on her vision board. So this shit works. All right, so do it. Okay, well, that's it. That's the FayWhat show. I hope that you had fun. I have to thank Alex Dicas for being with me today. He's just so freaking amazing. I love him to the moon. And the wonderful Miss Erin Lee for just helping us dive into the afterlife and past lives and pet readings and all that kind of stuff. If you are interested in that, please seek her out and get your own reading. Trust me, you won't be mad about it. It will come out. You will find out things about yourself that you really didn't know. So make it happen, all right? All right. So make sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at FayWhat, and also Happening Out Television Network. Make sure that you're following them as well on all social. So folks, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. I gotta tell you that it's hard for us girls sometimes. But if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We open the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore, and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ+ community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity, because it's what makes us so strong. Until next Monday, world, at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I'm hashtag that girl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the